and welcome to Butterfly Effect, Relationships in Transition. I'm your host, Annalie Spartan, and today we've got an exciting episode where we're helping a couple navigate their relationship with a little help from two powerful theories. Please welcome Davis, who's here with us today. Davis and his girlfriend are thinking about getting engaged, but as we all know, relationships are never simple. Davis, tell us a little bit more about the issues you're facing right now.
Thanks for having me on. So I'm a Democrat and my girlfriend's a Republican. We constantly argue about everything, politics, values, where we want to live, etc. And it's not just the big things, but the little things as well. And on top of that, we've been trying to figure out where we want to settle down. She's got an amazing job opportunity in another city, but my family's here, and I don't really want to leave them behind, so it's kind of a mess right now.
Yeah. Sounds like you're navigating a lot at once.
I am.
Political differences, the looming decision about moving, and the pressures of planning for the future. I'm really excited to help you work through these issues today. Here's what we're going to do. We'll explore conflict theory to look at the political differences, and then we'll dive into exchange theory to look at the whole moving dilemma. And by the end of this, I'm confident you'll have a much better understanding of how to handle these situations in your relationship. Okay, let's tackle the political differences first. You're a Democrat and your girlfriend is a Republican, right? That is a significant divide. How does that play out in your relationship on a day-to-day basis?
It's like every conversation turns into a political debate. That we can't even talk about something simple without getting into politics.
Yeah.
And it's not just about who we vote for, it's about like our core values. We don't agree on things like healthcare and like how society should function. But the frustrating part is it's like affecting how we communicate. We're both so passionate about our beliefs and it's hard to stay calm.
I hear you, and that's exactly where conflict theory comes in. This theory focuses on how differences in social status, power, and resources can conflict between groups. You and your girlfriend come from two different social positions, which influences your beliefs and how you see the world. When these different positions clash, it creates tension. It's not just about opposing views. It's about the structural inequalities that can exist when people are raised in different political and social environments. You grew up with certain values, and she did too, but those values don't always mesh. In fact, they compete. And when that happens, there's often a struggle for dominance or control over the relationship, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a power struggle.
Yeah.
It's hard not to feel like we're just two people fighting to prove our point, and sometimes it feels like no one's really listening.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. And here's something else about conflict theory. It's not just about the conflict, but it's about how you manage it. The key to resolving conflict isn't necessarily agreeing on everything. It's about learning how to respect each other's differences, even when they feel threatening. Relationships don't break down just because of conflict. They break down because partners don't know how to deal with it. So the question becomes, how do you learn to handle your political disagreements in a way that fosters understanding rather than resentment?
I think that's what's been hard. I want to be respectful of her views, but I feel like I'm compromising a lot just to keep the peace.
That's a tough one. But think about it like this. In relationships, the real challenge is finding shared meaning in the mindset of disagreement. What values do you both agree on? It's about finding common ground, not forcing agreement on everything.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying we need to stop thinking of it as a battle and start seeing it as a chance to learn from each other's perspectives?
Exactly. Remember, healthy conflict leads to growth. You don't always have to resolve the conflict perfectly, but if you can approach it with mutual respect, you'll both come out stronger. Now, let's talk about the moving situation. You mentioned that your girlfriend has a job offer in another city, but your family's here. That's a lot of conflict. Tell me more about that.
Yes, this job opportunity is really important for her, and I know she's excited about it, but I've lived here my whole life, and my family's a huge part of who I am. Moving away from them feels like I'd be giving up a lot, and I don't want to feel isolated. but I also don't want to hold her back.
That's an incredibly tough situation. And here's where exchange theory can help. This theory is all about costs and rewards. In other words, what you gain from a decision versus what you lose. And in this case, there are rewards to moving, but there's also costs, like leaving your family and potentially losing that support. Let's break it down. If you move, what do you see as a reward for both of you?
She'd have this amazing job. We'd be in a new place, building our own life, which could be really rewarding. It might bring us closer.
Right. Those are big rewards. But what about costs? What are you giving up?
The biggest thing is leaving my family. I've been really close to them, and I'm afraid I'll feel distant. And I'm also worried about my own career getting sidelined.
Yeah, those are huge costs. Now let's play around with the math a little bit. If the rewards you get, building a future together, her career growth, and potential for a deeper connection outweigh the costs, then it might be worth it. But if the costs are too high for you, and you feel like you're sacrificing too much, then it's not worth it.
So it's about finding the balance. Do the rewards outweigh the costs enough for us to make the move?
Exactly. And remember, exchange theory isn't just about tallying up the costs and rewards in an equation. It's about how much value you place on each thing. The cost of leaving your family might feel huge right now, but as you both start building your life together, you may find new rewards. The key is to make sure both of you feel like the exchange is fair.
I get it now. It's not just about what I lose, it's about the bigger picture, the life we could create together.
Exactly. The trick is knowing you can create new rewards even in the face of loss. Well, Davis, I think we've made some real good progress today. You've got a solid grasp on how to navigate the political differences, conflict theory, and the moving out with the exchange theory. It's been such a great conversation. What's your biggest takeaway?
Honestly, I feel a lot more at ease. I was so focused on what I'd lose by moving that I didn't think about the bigger picture. And with the political stuff, I feel more confident that we can actually talk about our differences without it turning into an argument.
Love to hear it. And as always, remember that love, much like a butterfly, is a journey of transformation. It's not always easy, but if you nurture and support it, it'll give it room to grow. It'll soar to new heights. And thank you for joining us today on Butterfly Effect, Relationships in Transition. Until next time, take care, keep growing, and keep loving. Annalise Barton, out.